What happens when a filmmaker blends revenge, romance, philosophy, and pitch-black humor with hypnotic visuals? You get the twisted brilliance of Park Chan-wook, one of South Korea's most visionary directors. From psychological thrillers to erotic period dramas, Park's filmography is as diverse as it is unforgettable. In today's video, I'm ranking every feature film he's directed, from JSA to No Other Choice. Some are genre-defying masterpieces, others, not quite. But every single one is distinctly Park. Stick around to see where your favorite lands, and let me know in the comments how you would rank them. Number 10, Stoker.
India, is something wrong?
Yes. My father is dead.
Starting off our list is Stoker, Park's English language debut. Starring Mia Wasikowska, Nicole Kidman, and Matthew Good, the film is a gothic coming-of-age thriller soaked in suggestion and style. Critics praised its eerie visual flair and Hitchcockian tension, but many felt it lacked the emotional punch of his Korean films. It's undeniably beautiful, but perhaps a bit too polished and distant. Still, Stoker gave Park the chance to bring his aesthetic to a new audience, and left us with one of the most unnerving piano duets in cinema history. Number 9. I'm a cyborg, but that's okay. A massive tonal shift, and a deeply divisive one. I'm a Cyborg, but that's okay is Park's whimsical romantic comedy set in a psychiatric hospital, starring K-pop idol Rain. It's quirky, surreal, and tender, but for many, it lacked the narrative sharpness of his revenge trilogies. Still, there's charm in its absurdity, and it explores mental health and love with unusual compassion. While far from his most acclaimed, it shows Park's willingness to experiment and step outside the shadows. Number 8. Thirst.
와줘서 고마워요. 다시는 오지 마세요.
불쌍한 사람 도와주러 왔는데도요.
사제가 이러면 죄가 더 커요.
나는 신자도 아닌데요. 나한텐 그냥 불쌍한 노총각이에요.
이러다 우리 둘 다 지옥 가요.
With Thirst, Park Chan-wook brings his signature flair to the vampire genre, but don't expect Twilight. This film is sensual, grotesque, and morally murky. The story follows a Catholic priest, played by Song Kang-ho, who volunteers for a deadly medical experiment and becomes infected with vampirism. What follows is a slow descent into bloodlust, obsession, and transgression. Park doesn't just use vampirism as a gimmick, it becomes a metaphor for spiritual crisis, unfulfilled desire, and the thin line between salvation and damnation. The film's erotic tension and violent imagery are balanced with pitch-black humor and visual poetry. Thirst was awarded the Jury Prize at Cannes in 2009, and while it split audiences, it remains one of Park's most ambitious and thematically layered films. It's a vampire movie that makes you think and squirm. Number 7. Decision to Leave.
최동수 씨 아내 송설아입니다.
많이 놀라셨겠습니다.
Park Chan-wook's decision to leave marks one of the most mature phases of his career. A slow-burn romantic mystery, the film blends classic noir elements with a deeply tragic love story. It drew frequent comparisons to Hitchcock's Vertigo and earned Park the Best Director award at Cannes. The film is sleek, elegant, and full of narrative misdirection, constantly shifting our emotional alignment. While it may not be as emotionally explosive as Oldboy or Lady Vengeance, Decision to Leave shows a filmmaker in complete control of his craft, restrained, poetic, and quietly devastating. Number 6. Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance.
말이야. 좋은 유괴가 있고 나쁜 유괴가 있어. 좋은 유괴는 부모의 협조가 필수적이지. 경찰이 신고를 하니까 아이가 죽는 일이 생기는 거야.
Park's first entry in the Vengeance trilogy is also its most emotionally raw. Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance tells the story of Ryu, a deaf-mute factory worker who turns to kidnapping in a desperate attempt to save his dying sister. But this is no simple crime story. The film is steeped in social critique, highlighting economic disparity, the desperation of the working class, and the failures of the medical system. The pacing is cold, the violence sudden and matter-of-fact, and the emotional payoff is devastating. There's a tragic symmetry to the film's structure that foreshadows the later films in the trilogy. Though it underperformed at the box office, it gained critical recognition over time and is now viewed as a cult classic. It's a brutal but essential chapter in Park's exploration of vengeance and morality.
대로 착하게 살았다고 생각합니다.
Number 5. No Other Choice.
적힌 것들 자제하기, 아빠 취직할 때까지. 나 테니스 포기, 내 차, 그리고 우리 집.
Number 5. No Other Choice. No Other Choice is Park Chan-wook's darkly comic social thriller. A middle-aged man loses his job and resorts to shocking measures to secure his future. The film blends black humor with a sharp critique of modern work culture and economic anxiety. Park's direction is precise, letting the absurdity feel disturbingly real. It's less romantic than Decision to Leave, but one of his most unsettling and satirical films.
내 식구들 입에 밥을 넣어주기 위해 무슨 짓이든 한다.
어쩔 수가 없다.
Number 4. Lady Vengeance. The final chapter in the Vengeance trilogy is also its most operatic. Lady Vengeance follows a woman released from prison after serving time for a crime she didn't commit, and her meticulous plan for retribution. It's a story of redemption and moral reckoning, with stunning cinematography, especially in its fade-to-white version. Many critics consider this Park's most thematically rich film, exploring not just revenge, but forgiveness and guilt. It's haunting, hypnotic, and deeply humane. Number 3. JSA, Joint Security Area.
This is a very special case. Our job is to find out not who, but why.
Before Park Chan-wook became synonymous with revenge thrillers, he delivered Joint Security Area, a powerful political mystery that broke box office records in South Korea and cemented his status as a filmmaker to watch. Set at the DMZ, demilitarized zone between North and South Korea, the story centers on a deadly incident and the unlikely friendship that sparked it. While less stylized than his later works, JSA stands out for its humanist message and emotional resonance. Park crafts a narrative that is both deeply personal and symbolically national, exploring brotherhood, ideological divides, and the cost of political conflict. The film was praised for its taut screenplay, gripping structure, and complex characters. It showed that Park could do more than genre violence. He could build tension with silence, looks, and impossible choices. Number 2. Oldboy.
A, B형 손들어라.
Oldboy isn't just a film, it's an event. The centerpiece of Park's Vengeance trilogy, it tells the story of Oh Dae-soo, a man mysteriously imprisoned for 15 years and then released with no explanation. His quest for answers spirals into a story of unimaginable twists and moral horror. The infamous one-take hallway hammer fight has become legendary, but what truly elevates Oldboy is its emotional core. Beneath the violence and shock value lies a tragedy about guilt, memory, and the irreversible consequences of obsession. Park's visual style reaches new heights here, using color, symmetry, and space to build psychological tension. The editing is razor-sharp, and Choi Min-sik's performance is nothing short of iconic. The film won the Grand Prix at Cannes in 2004, with Quentin Tarantino personally championing it. It's arguably the most internationally recognized Korean film of all time, and for good reason. Even if you know the twist, Oldboy hits like a freight train. Number 1. The Handmaiden.
玉子です。
よろしくお願いいたします、お嬢様。
연변. 이쁘면 이쁘다고 미리 말을 해줘야 할 거 아니야. 사람 당황스럽게 싫어.
以前お使いしていた南友人からいただいた紹介状です。
Park's most accomplished film to date, The Handmaiden is a mesmerizing tale of love, betrayal, and liberation, wrapped in a lavish erotic thriller. Adapted from Sarah Waters' novel Fingersmith, Park transposes the Victorian setting to Japanese-occupied Korea in the 1930s. The result is not just a period drama, but a layered narrative told in 3 acts, each reframing the previous with shocking revelations. The chemistry between Kim Min-hee and Kim Tae-ri is electric, and the film's treatment of female agency and gaze sets it apart from typical erotic thrillers. Every frame is composed with painterly precision, from the ornate interiors to the symbolic use of light and fabric. Critics hailed it as a return to form, and it swept awards across the globe. With its intricate plotting, sensual beauty, and thematic depth, The Handmaiden isn't just Park's best film. It's one of the great masterpieces of 21st century cinema. It's the kind of film that reveals something new every time you watch it. And that's what makes it number 1. And that's my ranking of every Park Chan-wook movie, from his experimental early work to the masterpieces that defined modern Korean cinema. Which film is your favorite? Would you have ranked them differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. If you loved this deep dive, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss future rankings and film analyses.